What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another review of a product that I always wanted to test, and the opportunity came up and I was like, yeah, might as well do it. So I wanted to say thank you to Sam from V-Belt & Son for letting me borrow this piece. I've used it for about an hour, hour and a half, empty. So I just got loaded with a skip loader. It's gonna go on a 150-mile journey or something like that, so this is gonna be a good test. So empty, I could feel a little difference, but loaded, we'll see how it goes. And the product is this. It's the Gen Y 30,000 pound rated torsion hitch. I think that's what it's called. So I could see it moving around when I'm empty, when I hit big bumps. But we'll see how it goes when it's loaded. You could definitely feel something's different about it. So I'm pretty excited. So I wanted to test it for a while already. And he had it and I was like, yes, let's get it done. So, alright, let me chain this tractor down and then we're gonna head out and see how it goes. Alright guys, so we just got on the highway on 80 in the Bay Area. So you know how the roads are over here if you ever been down here. But so far so good. It feels pillowy, you know what I mean? It feels cushioned. But there's gonna be some rough roads up ahead. On smooth pavement right now, or asphalt. So we'll see how it goes on that. So I'm pretty excited. But when I was getting on the freeway, there was like a little dip and it felt kind of good, So we'll see, because my trailer's built a little different than Sam's. They're pretty much the same, but the axle spread is a little different, so that creates a different, ride. So we're gonna see how that goes. But so far so good. I think it's a little early to say, but I'll throw a camera on the hitch so you guys can see how it moves around. So, all right. I said that the trip is 150 miles, but it actually is 205 miles one way from pickup to drop off, and we already did 110 miles of it. And what do I think so far? You could feel a difference, totally. When the truck runs over transitions, the asphalt meets concrete, or where you run over the bridge, those little creeks, your trailer moves around. But with this torsion, I think that's what it's called, the hitch from Gen Y, you could definitely feel a difference. You could feel you still could feel when the truck goes over the bump, you still could feel it, but at the end of the bump, the truck feels smoother. But the majority of the difference that you could feel is when the trailer hits the bumps. It feels like there's like a filter standing between the truck and the trailer. So that, I guess that hitch, that's what it is. And it feels like it's on air ride, so it definitely helps a lot, especially if you do a lot of miles. Like beforehand, before that hitch, I would not want to do cross country on like a 45 or 5500, because these suckers are rough. If you ever drove one stock, they're a rough ride. But with this one, it definitely helps a lot, and I'm pretty impressed, because I came into this with no experience on those kind of hitches. I only hear people say what a difference they make, but until I tested this one, currently I didn't understand what they're talking about. So, but you still feel the bumps, you still feel the road, but it feels different. It feels nicer. It doesn't just hit you all of a sudden. So this skip loader's, like I mentioned before, 12,000, 12,500 pounds. My next pickup is going to be about 20,000 pounds. So you could see the hitch working a lot more, because this is a 30,000 pound rated, and if you're only going to be hauling 12,000 pounds, 12.5, you should get a smaller rated hitch, not as stiff as this one, because the higher the rating, the stiffer they are. So this one's more rated for what I'm going to be doing. So let's get down there and see how it goes. so we are off the highway coming up to the job site to drop off this machine and pick up the other one. And the thing I also really like on this hitch or adapter, that it has a scale on it. It's you could put up to 7,000 pounds of tongue weight on it, and it has like a little screw. I'll show you guys. So I'll show you what it looks like with the machine on and then offloaded. So let's pull up there, unload, and I'll show you guys. Alright, you can see right here it has 3 notches, 1, 2, 3, and you could see it's right in between those two. So let's unload the machine and see what it looks like. Alright, so we're now offloaded. You could see it's in a different position. Let's get the other machine loaded and see where it's at. Alright, machine is on. You could see where it's at right now. It moved back. So this is a pretty heavy machine, 590 with multiple buckets. So let's get her unloaded, see how it rides with this load. Alright, so we're on the highway right now with the 21,000 pound load with the backhoe. It has 5 buckets in total, not counting the big loader bucket, so it's pretty heavy. And again, you know, pretty amazing. I don't know what I was expecting, because I was coming into this deal, you know, neutral. I wasn't sure how it's gonna react, but you know, maybe on the footage it doesn't really show how much it moves, or maybe just a little bit, but that little bit, I guess, is what actually gives you that shock when you're driving. Wow, I'm pretty impressed. So, I mean, I only had it since this morning, so I'm not sure how it's gonna last or how it's gonna work, but so far so good. So let's do a couple more and see how they act. So the majority of my tests were on the highway, so I want to see how it's gonna react on low speeds, like through the city, through the turns and everything. But so far so good. So we just got to the drop-off location. So far so good. I really like this hitch. Let's get offloaded and let's come to a conclusion, I guess. Alright boys, she's back in her spot, and so I brought this thing here also in case some kind of engine issues. So I'm gonna go put all my stuff away. Man, as soon as the sun drops, man, the temperature drops right with it. I mean, obviously, but in the wintertime especially, you could feel it. So alright, good afternoon everybody. So it's the next day. I decided to put a few more miles on this hitch before I came to my final conclusion. And two questions. Two questions. Do I like it, and would I buy it for myself? I do like it. They're definitely onto something. It definitely gives you a smoother ride, and I would definitely buy it for myself. But this exact one won't fit on what's coming next, so stay tuned for that. Shortly, if nothing changes, within a couple of weeks, we should have something new here. But I'm pretty sure they do make a setup for what's coming next. But yeah, I definitely like how they have the scale on it, the way it's built. It has some kind of a cool like paint job or powder coating on it. Looks like it's gonna hold up pretty good. That scale is pretty sweet, and it's kind of heavy, so it's gonna take at least 2 guys to install it, or if you're not properly set up. And another thing I would want to mention is, see how it plugs in right here to your hitch, and it's offset, you know, maybe 6 or 7 inches. So you got to make sure you're still in your legal length. So keep an eye on that. So that pretty much sums up the video. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, definitely click that button, you know, and like this video, subscribe, and share it with somebody. And if you guys have experience with hitches like this, with this torsion, or I think that's what it's called, with the Gen Y hitch, or I know they have air ride systems, if you guys have any experience with those, and if you guys prefer one or another, definitely let me know. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up, guys. And like always, have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one.